Calgary Flames fans finally have plenty to be fired up about in the best way possible. Not only has Connor Zary finally put pen to paper, which we will break down even further, and what it means for the team, but future captain of the franchise, MacKenzie Weegar, has spoken out, and fans are thrilled at what he had to say. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and let's do a little bit more on Connor Zary. Now, in case you missed it somehow, Connor Zary finally signed an extension with the Calgary Flames, and fans are obviously thrilled. I think the team is thrilled, and obviously Connor Zary is thrilled. I actually saw on his personal Instagram, he put fired up with the flame emoji with his post saying that he signed on it, or the Flames post of him saying that he signed, which is just super cool. He also using fired up. Absolutely love to see that. But if we get into, the real numbers here and everything else, so Puckpedia, they, I guess, officially announced what it totally was. So they said Connor Zary and the Flames agreed to a 3-year, $3.775 million cap hit deal. Year one carries a $3.275 million salary with a $500K signing bonus. And then years 2 and 3 just have the $3.775 million salary. So pretty simple there. Amazing for Zary, amazing for the team. So on expiry, once it expires, Zary will still be an RFA with a $3.775 million qualifying offer and 1 year from UFA eligibility. So still a year away from unrestricted free agency. Will still be a restricted free agent. Absolutely fantastic there. And of course, it was Elliot Friedman and I suppose Eric Francis who were the first on that signing. Friedman kind of announced that the signature happened, was on paper, and then Francis broke down the numbers first. But again, people are just absolutely thrilled with this. It is so exciting. Now, Ryan Pike, the next few things I'm going to show are all tweets from him. He provides the best Flame stuff, doesn't he? But he says Connor Zary's new deal with the Flames, so three years at $3.775 million, compares really nicely with the player selected one slot ahead of him in 2020, which was Tyson Foerster at 3 years, $3.75 million. And a lot of people are using Foerster as a comparable, of course, as, draft year, age, even points up to this point and kind of amount of games played. So Zary makes slightly more than Foerster, which I think a lot of people did expect to see. So very interesting to note that sometimes you can really look at the comparables and those contracts will come to fruition, essentially. It's kind of hilarious that all along, many of us could have predicted the exact term and probably pretty dang close to the exact dollar amount for this deal as well. But knowing that the comparables sometimes are just that easy is quite funny to take a look at as well. Now, a little bit of housekeeping on the deal here, also for Ryan Pike. So he says Connor Zary's $3.775 million deal gives the Flames 24 players on one-way deals for next year. So 3 goalies, 8 defensemen, and 13 forwards. Using off-season cap formula, they have $10.185 million in cap space. So still loads of cap space. And actually, in a second, I'll get into the players who are signed. But another thing from Pike here, he says, really like the 3-year term as it gives Zary and the club runway to nail down precisely what his role is and how he slots, what position, what line, that kind of thing, power play time, maybe penalty kill time, all of that. And also some security, of course, with it still being restricted free agency once this contract is over. So overall, honestly, just an absolutely perfect, once again, contract for really the team, but also for Zary as well. Gives him a chance to obviously show what he's worth if he's given the right opportunity, of course. But overall, fans are just ecstatic, and it is awesome. But if we actually get into the cap situation with Pike's guesswork roster of Flames primarily on one-way deals, it's about $12.5 million in space left, actually, when he goes into it. So, as you can see here, of course, Huberdeau makes the most, 10.5. Then you got all the forwards. So Kadri, Coronato, Sharkey, Farabee, Coleman, Backlund, Frost, Zary, Lombard, Klapka, Pospisil, and Kirkland. That's your 13 forwards, all on NHL deals. You can see the dollar amount that they make per year. Then question marks underneath. Will we have a 14th forward? Will we have an 8th defenseman? We'll kind of have to see. Obviously, Barry retired, and we'll see if one of the young guys comes up defensively, and who knows about forwards. Then for defensemen, of course, we got Weegs, Kevin Ball, Raz for now, Hanley, Pahal, Bean, Perek, all on NHL deals. Then you got your goalies, so Prosvetov and Wolf. There's still the buyout. I think that's what BO stands for. It's not body odor, but it's essentially we're still paying Jacob Markstrom, of course, almost $2 million, and then an AHL deal in Miramanov, just $100K, super simple there. So it roughly equates to, at the bottom there is the space left. It's not everyone's contracts all together, even though that's what it looks like it would be. Obviously, Huberdeau almost makes the amount at the bottom, but $12.5 million in cap space. Either way, it's over $10 million still left in cap space, which gives the Flames a lot of room to do kind of anything they want. Bring on kind of a cap casualty. Do you sign someone? Could you trade for someone with a big contract? Apparently McDavid's going to be leaving Edmonton. Imagine if we scooped him up. That would be pretty crazy. He'd still be the second best Connor on the team, of course. But either way, great cap situation, even with this deal, with all the deals signed this summer. It's, hats off to Conroy for doing such a great job with all these RFAs this summer. I think it really has fans excited going into, obviously, next season. And it actually has someone else very excited, and that is Mr. Weegs, the man on the thumbnail, the man I spoke about in the intro, of course. And kind of lost in all the news yesterday was this article/interview that Eric Francis of Sportsnet did with MacKenzie Weegar. So Flames Weegar finding fuel in last season's shortfall and Olympic chase. And he had so many quotes. I'm not going to go over the whole article, but if you're, a true Flames fan, I really recommend reading the whole thing. I know a lot of people don't love Eric Francis on TV for some of his takes, but he writes some really, really good articles. So please feel free to go check it out. But let's dive into some of it. So optimism in camp will be high this year. So still, as MacKenzie Weegar revealed in a long chat, you can expect the old us against the world mentality as a chief motivator come puck drop, just like last year. Here's the quote. "It's just one of those things that pisses me off because I know the kind of team we have and I want those expectations to be higher," said Weegar. There's still that no respect thing for Calgary, as we've seen in some of these predictions and models of, standings projections really for next year. The Flames are looking pretty low down the list, but they almost made the playoffs last year, 96 points. Here's another quote. "I think we can still carry that little edge that we had last year that motivated us, that expectations are still low for this team," said Weegar, who returned to Calgary Tuesday following a whirlwind summer that saw him get married several weeks before attending Hockey Canada's orientation camp for the Olympics. Super cool. He said, "I want to be on the national stage representing Calgary with other cities watching us. That's the recognition we deserve after a good season, and sometimes we still don't get it." And ain't that the truth? Weegar's trying to put Calgary on the map. We absolutely love this guy. What a great guy. He also said, "I'm sure there's going to be some experts out there who see our team improving, which I think we will, and I won't disagree with those experts." He thinks the Flames are getting better. But it's still those little things you notice. We still had 96 points, but lost due to a crappy tiebreaker. If not, we would have been in the playoffs, and maybe we would have gotten more respect. And absolutely, the Flames would have. They're such an underrated team. It's funny because all of us, well, I shouldn't say all of us because obviously there's people who comment on every video saying they know everything, but most fans thought the Flames would be terrible last season. And then obviously defensively they were unreal. Dustin Wolf was incredible and the Flames almost made the playoffs. And a lot of people think they'll only be better this year, including Weegs. So he says, "For me, it's internal and it fires me up." Everybody is saying fires me up. The fans are fired up. Zary's fired up. Weegs is fired up. I'm fired up. Conroy's fired up. This whole city's fired up. You just love to see it. But either way, motivation won't be an issue for the 31-year-old whose 3-day Olympic confab with 41 other Canadian hopefuls should serve him well moving forward. He said, "I don't know how many times I got goosebumps during the whole camp, but it was kind of just it was just one thing to another," said Weegar, citing a video from the coaches featuring great Canadian sporting moments as a highlight. "For me, the moment I kind of felt it was surreal was when I was trying on the Lululemon gear. They were like, this jacket is for the opening ceremony, and this jacket is for the podium, and this one is for the closing ceremony. And I was just trying all these clothes on and looking in the mirror and saying, geez, this is crazy." It is true. Lululemon knows what they're doing with the clothes for the Olympic team there and just the Olympics in general. But that's funny. For him, that's when it felt surreal, once you got the clothing in. Last couple quotes here. So he said, "I want to make that team super bad, and I think if I'm the player I am to make that team, I think I'm going to help out the Calgary Flames." So very similar quote to Dustin Wolf trying to make the American Olympic team. Kind of same thing. He wants to make that Olympic team, and in order to do that, he has to play really well with the Flames. Weegs trying to do the same thing. Kadri trying to do the same thing. A few of those guys, if you get them doing that, playing way better than they did last year, oh my goodness, this really could be a playoff team. And if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Either way, let's wrap this up. The Flames will aim to start a tough opening month, much the same way they finished last season, coming up big in close must-win games. Weegar believes it is possible to continue riding the momentum they built. I think a lot of us, when we come back to camp, we will feel that same energy we had at the end of last year, said Weegar. And that's what we really hope is the case going into this year. It should be honestly exciting. I know the Flames have a tough schedule to start. It should still be very, very fun. I'm really excited to finally see this team hit the ice. It seems like this has been a very long summer. Now let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up this video, as we love to do here on the channel. It comes from yesterday's video, of course, announcing the Connor Zary signing. And this one here obviously got a lot of likes here. So from Wheel of Time, they said, just think of how long we have been waiting for this. Boy, have we ever. Epic deal and another brilliant move by Conroy. Of course. In Conroy, we trust. Another great contract. Again, kind of what everyone expected, but we expected it to be absolutely perfect for both sides, and it was. I would even lean this is better for the team than it is for Zary, but either way, just absolutely stoked to see Zary in a Flames sweater once again, and it should just be a really fun season. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.